Ignition running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to the Shagga Show.
What's going on? What is going on? So, where are we up to? Episode 8. I don't have all my goodies. I don't have any my little magnets on the filing cabinet. It's all packed. I got stuff everywhere. Did the music come through? I don't know. I don't even know. Pretty hectic. Been pretty full on at the moment, but it's all good. It's all happening, and it's good. I'm good busy. So that's all been happening. Actually, I had a little snooze this afternoon. Didn't have a great night. Felt a little bit crook in the guts. You know how it is. Sup, bud? Hey, Ep8, how are you, mate? Aunt Duncan on, mate. Yeah, good to see you today, bud. Yeah, so had a bit of a snooze this afternoon, and then I'm still staying with friends of mine, of course, Anita and Mark, and Anita said, "Oh, you're on soon." I'm like, "Oh, crap." So hey, episode 8. So all on, 8, something like that. Yep, it worked. Music, good to hear. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I didn't post. I haven't been keeping you up to date or anything, but I didn't let you know it was coming. So great to have you on. Got a few notes together quickly, and we'll get into that shortly. But yeah, the big moves pretty much done. I got up here last Saturday. So when I say up here, I'm in Gladstone. Oh, last Saturday. It seems like it's only been a few days. But I had another load of stuff to come up. Hey, Declan, mate, how are you, champion? Declan McConnell on there. Yeah, so I loaded up. Bought me my other load of stuff up. I still got a fair bit to go, actually, to be honest. But a fair bit of stuff still in the shed in Willowbank, and I've also got my trailer and that I got to get. But that's coming. I'll do that in a few weeks, and that'll get all that done. Now we've all been forgotten. No, definitely not forgotten. Just I've been slack. I've got a whole new. I've got to get myself organised and make sure I'm on top of everything. So getting there. I'm getting there. But baby steps. So yeah. So up here, loving it so far. So I had my first day at work yesterday, and that was good. It's good. Fresh start. And I'm pretty excited about that, so we're working on that, and just feeling my way. New industry for me, which is good. It's a challenge, but great place to work, great people, and we'll work on that and starting to get my head around things. And you got to learn all sorts of new stuff. You're a Northside, no, mate. Don't call me a Northside, Steve Wilson. Honestly, I'm. Like, that's how far I had to go that far to make sure that I wasn't a Northsider. You know what I mean? It's funny though, isn't it? It's funny how we have, I guess it's everywhere, but in Brisbane we have Northside and Southside, and you're one or the other really, and we rib each other all about that, and it's almost a bit of an insult to call one or the other. So, hey, it's good fun. But it's almost like a bit of a stigma if you're from the other side of town. So. We call it the Mighty Brown, the Brisbane River, that divides us, and it's funny how it works sometimes. But anyway, if you're a Southsider, you hate it. You hate the North Side. If you're a North Side, you hate the South Side. Yeah, there you go, Dion Rosen here. Is there a North Side? That's exactly right, mate. Jess Beckham 4300 representing. Good mate, how are you? It's a new place going, everything. Hey, good to have you on, guys. Thanks. Keep the comments coming through. We'll get onto those. I'll try and cover those as much as we can. Be good to see that all the time. How cool is that bike? Yeah, Anthony Cross, mate. We've got some cool gear up here. There's some really cool stuff happening up here. It's pretty exciting, actually. And not only at work, Mark that I work for is building a race car as well, a Pro Slammer. So we had a little bit of a muck around with that on the weekend, and that's coming together nicely, and everything. Fingers crossed. With maybe within the next few weeks, that'll be on track, testing for the first time. So Jace Cowie, gone international again. There you go. Jace Cowie in from Vanuatu. Hey, great to see you and Nikki over there having a holiday, mate. So that's well deserved. We know, of course, Nikki hasn't had the best of it over the last 12 months or so, and so good to see. You make sure you have a good time and have heaps of fun. South side's where it's at. There it is. Hey? There, like I said, you want all the other. You're south side of Brisbane or your north side, and then, of course, your Ipswich. No, anyway. So it's all happening. Like I said, the move, once again, get your car going. Which car, mate? I've got to get on to some more people. Dad said, who's building the Slammer? Mark Harris that I'm working with. So it's Sam Phoenix's old car. That was the red Camaro, the app shop car. It looks a bit different now. I've put some photos up. I'll put some more up. Got the engine on the last week. Sat that in the long motor, I should say. Waiting on a few more bits and pieces. Waiting on the blower and that to get finished. Been along. Nathan Ward, mate, one of the team there. So everyone's pretty excited, mate. It should be good. It should be really good. And everyone's. It's going to be some fun. I know that. Can't count the ducks yet, mate. Don't worry about the ducks. We'll just make it happen, eh? Don't worry about counting no bloody ducks. Southside Gold Coast. There you go. So what he's all been up to? So like I said, I've been flat out. The move's been pretty epic. A bit of an effort, but it's good. It's good. I'm really excited. So 6-hour drive on Saturday morning up here to Gladstone. Got up here and just getting settled in. Still waiting for the real estate. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? The old real estate. Sometimes it's funny that system, but hopefully we get something sorted out there. I sort of found a place that ticks all the boxes, so I'm sort of counting on that one. I'm just waiting for the real estate to get that sorted out. They claim they're having dramas contacting they call it the lessor or the owner. So hopefully that comes through soon. It's just the place I found just ticks the boxes, like I said. So let's hope that works. A few years coming in and out, so I don't know if we've got any problems there. But anyway, we'll keep forcing on. Charlie Houston, my man's on. Good to see. How are you, buddy? How are you? So so that's all been happening. I've done a couple of days' work now, 2 full days of work. I haven't done full days of work for a little while, so that was a bit of a shock to the system. Maybe that's why I needed a nap this afternoon, to be honest. So I had a little nap when I got home, but no, good. Like I said, just getting the brain around a few things, working out some systems, and hey, it's all happening. Hey, coming down for Dragfest this weekend, mate. I'm not. Mark Gordon just asking me about. Mark Gordon just asked me about Dragfest. So, guys, if you don't know what Dragfest is, if you're from other parts of the country or you haven't been before, Warwick Dragway, which is about hour and a half south of Willowbank, southwestish, I guess it is. They have a Dragfest. Actually, they had it twice a year, a couple of years ago. Back to the one a year in this October, this weekend. So. This will be the first one I've missed in probably close to 10 years. And just because, I'm up here now and I've got to settle in. I've got to settle in, do a few things, start getting sorted out. I'm living out of boxes at the moment. I've got all the stuff in Mark's shed. I've got some clothes. But, a couple of times I've had to walk down into the shed and dig into boxes to find clothes and that. But, hey, that's all good. It's not a problem. It's just what it is. But if you can get the Dragfest this weekend, do so. It really is an awesome time. There you go, Mark Gordon, first one, mate. You'll enjoy it. I can tell you now. You'll have a fantastic weekend. It's a 2-day event out there at Warwick, and the guys put on a great show. Saturday is usually the qualifying racing on Sunday, and in between, everyone gets together for the club and the track put on a good little shindig on Saturday night. Usually a bit of feed. Barbecue or sausage sizzle and put on a couple of beverages, and it's really good. Like everyone just gets together and has a good time, and mingles, So you make friends, you catch up with people you don't see. A number of people travel every year for the event. Couple come to mind is like Jamie Robertson from Sydney and CJ Davies and all those boys. They love it. They wouldn't miss it, ever. and they come up every year, and it's good to catch up with those guys that you don't see as often as you'd like, you know. It's just some cool racing, and it's just a great place out there, Warwick. So if you can be there for that, do it. Make sure you do it. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't, and just I hope it is what it is. It is what it is, but we'll make sure I'm definitely there for next year's event. And I haven't been as Warwick as much as I'd like this year, but anyway, we'll see how we go next season. But go out and support those guys, even if you can't. Mate, just get out there and have a good time and watch some good racing and just nice, relaxed regional track. Oh, here you go. I need a regional track banner or something. Just. We should. There we go. Mark's messaged me from downstairs. We should take the new car there next year. Oh, geez, that'll be interesting. That would be interesting. That'd be good to see. Mark Gordon, mate. Yeah, I will miss it. I will miss it, to be honest. So, hey, guys, have a great one. I want some reports. Get back to me with some reports, and we'll talk about that next week on how that went. But shout out to Matty Loy and all the Loy team out there, of course, Johnny and Chris and Jan. It's pretty much a family-run show out there, and then you got the other guys there, of course, Brian, who just works his guts out there, and all the track crew and all the volunteers out there at Warwick. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I know you will. I know you'll do everything to make that event super fun, which it always is. So. Enjoy, guys. The other thing on this weekend, well, if you're at home and if you can't get to a track, of course, the big one over there in America, the No Mercy radial event, of course, Ep8 Productions runs that one, and I'll be tuning in. So it's a bit hard, obviously, being an American event. You don't get much sleep, so this it might be one of those weekends where you keep the coffee cup handy and get the old, the toothpicks you can't. No one has matchsticks anymore. Remember they used to say you keep your eyes open with matchsticks. Nobody can you even buy matches anymore? I don't know. I'm not a smoker or anything, but I don't know. And you might have to be doing these ones, to keep the keep the peepers open to watch No Mercy this weekend. So, guys, even if you're not into that, or if you haven't had a look at radial racing before, those events are huge. So I'm not sure the exact figure, but I'm talking 600, 700, 800 competitors to an event, all radial races, all the various brackets, and of course the headline bracket is Radial versus World, and they usually get 50, 60 Radial versus World cars. So when I say that, when you consider we've now had, 4 or 5 cars in the threes here in Australia. Let's talk about 40, 50 cars in the threes over there, and going as quick. We will see 350s this weekend. I'm pretty confident we'll see 350s this weekend. Have already at previous events or in testing and that. Seeing those cars run 350s is going to be insane. So make sure you tune in for that one. No Mercy is a go. That's 100% Wayne Atterbury. Just come in there. No Mercy, make sure you get onto that one. You can watch it on, I think, Speed Video, but if you get onto the link, get on the Ep8 Productions or the Donald Long's links or No Mercy Facebook page or whatever, and find that link, and you can watch that live. The live feed, the live stream. So it's a crack. It really is exciting to watch. Will be a little bit different. Definitely one of the highlights over the last few meets. So just for those guys that don't know, they run No Mercy in October, and they run the other big one is Lights Out, and that is usually in February of each year. So there's those two events amongst others. But the last few years they've had fantastic combination, like probably the best commentary or announcing combination ever. Apart, mate, you could probably. It's early days. These guys are still working their way, but they do an amazing job. But remember the good old days. If you're old like me, the good old days, you used to get those drag racing, NHRA drag racing videos, or you watch some old videos from America, and you had Steve Evans and Dave McClellan. They're probably the two best commentators or announcers of all time for drag racing, and that combination together was just unbelievable. But these two guys, Brian Loans and Lee Sebring, have been, they've been raising the bar. They've been really raising the bar. They've done the last few radial events, but unfortunately, both of them can't be there this weekend. And it's a bit of a, it's because they got too busy. It's as simple as that. They've definitely got some big achievements. They've achieved some great things. Of course, Brian Loans, if you watch any of the NHRA, you'll see Brian Loans on there doing a lot of the sportsman stuff and doing heaps for NHRA these days. So he's got commitments this weekend. And Lee Sebring does the PDRA over there, so he's got commitments this weekend as well. So it'll be interesting to see without those two guys. I'm sure it'll still be fantastic. Actually, so if you, the guy that runs those events, do yourself a favour, if you're on Facebook or if you're on any social media, make sure you get on to Donald Long or DuckX Production. It's the same guy. That's his business, and that's his. Let me try and fix up the screen. There we go. Make sure you get onto that. It's the guys are so entertaining. It's fantastic to watch, and he's just a real. He goes about it in an interesting way. But you won't find a better promoter for his events and that, and he just the things he does just keeps me entertained, and keeps a lot of interest in his racing, in his events, and it's cool to watch. So get onto there. So like Donald Long or DuckX Productions, or find the link for those events. Watch those guys. I'll give you an idea. So he put up a post the other day. So he's constantly radial is everything to him. So the way he likes to chip away at everyone else. So the big slicks, the big tire guys, and he likes to talk about the street outlaw guys, and he likes to. He puts up a post the other day with some images, and something he's done for this event. He got all these urinal cakes made up. So for the men, you had the urinal cakes that make it smell half decent. He's got these urinal cakes made up. Get on there and have a look. I think I even shared it. I actually did share it. So get on and have a look at my post on my personal page. But he got these urinal cakes made with like street outlaws on it and slicks, and so it's just entertaining. It's funny, like just to think outside the square, and some of the stuff he does really entertains me, and it's awesome to do. So that's good to see. The other thing he did, and I did take sort of part in it. And it sort of taught me something earlier in the year. He decided, after he found out that Lee Sebring and Brian Loans, those two great announcers, couldn't be there, he did a thing called Duck Idol. And of course we all know the American Idol or Australian Idol and those franchises. So he did a thing, he wanted a short video from potential announcers for the event. And so I did one, and what I sort of realised, I stuffed it up. It wasn't real good, and I know why. I just don't. I can't put it on. I just it'd be a dream come true to do an event like that, but I felt like I just couldn't. I can't put on that. Like just talking, if you know what that means. I need to be there at an event, at a track, watching the racing, calling the racing as such. I can't just, I can't. I can't pretend. I need everything happening. I need the atmosphere. I need the racing. I need all that just to get pumped up and do what I do. So that was a bit of a lesson, actually. It was a bit of. I filmed it, and I had a few ideas, but it was a bit lackluster. I'm 100%, I admit. Even with that opportunity in mind, I just couldn't raise that level as much as probably I needed to make an impact. And I realised that's because I wasn't at an event. I wasn't, I was pretending. I was pretending, I was faking it, I guess, to some degree. So you need to be there. And the other thing you do is, if it's not live, and that's probably why I'm doing these little episodes live on Facebook Live, because just say it. You say it, and it's done, and it's out, and you can't overanalyze it. I'll give you an example. I had an opportunity to do a circuit racing class last year. I did one meet at Queensland Raceway, and it's what's called TA2. A fantastic series. It's unreal. It's gone bunters. And a couple of ex-drag racers are involved in that, or a couple of guys that I know through drag racing are heavily involved in that. And they were fantastic in hooking me up and get me a deal with that. And I really enjoyed the challenge. Something totally different. The circuit racing is different. Definitely the drag racing, and that drag racing, you got two vehicles, cars, bikes, whatever, in front of you, and you got those two guys to concentrate, and you've got one section of the track to watch as they move down the track or whatever, Whereas the roundies, but the circuit racing, there's cars over there, something happened here, there's something happening in the pits, there's, and there's a number of cars to keep an eye on and vying for position, and so that was good. I really enjoyed it, and I thought I went all right. But I didn't get another opportunity, but that's fine, But what then they asked me to do, they got the guys there they do fantastic promotion and that. They do videos and all sorts of stuff, but they do a event wrap up. I think it was about 15 minutes. So the guy sent me the video, and what I had to do was dub over it a bit. So I had to, in segments, I had to talk about this section of the race, and talk about who got places, and different sections of the racing, and it was the hardest thing I've done in terms of announcing, because you sit there and you do it, and then you listen to it, and then you're like, that doesn't sound right, or you just fumble your words, and so you go and you do it again, and it caused me a bloody headache. It was a real stress actually to do, but I don't know. So the live stuff, once you've said it, it's out. I haven't caused too many dramas, I don't believe. Obviously you can't take it back once you've said it, but that when you overanalyze and stuff, it makes it really hard. It was tough. It was really tough. It was a challenge. And just to record, probably all up, there was like 5 minutes of material of me talking over this video. It took me 2 days. It took me hours and hours to do, because you do it, you'd listen to it, you go, that's crap, do it again, or you'd say a word wrong halfway through a sentence, and I scripted it, so I write something down, and it sounded like a script. And I'm not having a go at anyone, but everyone does things different ways. But I guess some people do script things, or they write lots of notes for themselves, and sometimes it sounds like they're reading notes, like that. It sounds like they're reading a script, and it's, to me, it's not as genuine. But I mean, that's my opinion. Whereas it's, I don't know, just flows better. It sounds better if it flows and it's coming off the tongue, and so that was interesting. So like I said, that opportunity to go to the States one time, it's something I'm definitely going to do. And I have spoken to the people in the know over there, and if I do ever get over there, I've been offered opportunities to definitely get on the mic at events or whatever with other announcers. This big opportunity was there, this duck idol, as I said, for this radial event, and I did my little video, and it was just, it was terrible. It was terrible. It wasn't good at all, and that just tells me that it needs to come more from here than up here. I think it needs to. You need to convey what you're feeling, watching the stuff. There we go. Sorry guys, just reading some notes here. GB, how are you, mate? Yeah, I'm going great, bud. There you go, Mark Gordon. That's a perfect example. I mean, Wally Lewis, have you watched him do the news? That guy's a legend, an absolute legend. But if you watch him do the news, it's bloody terrible. So it's not for everyone, you know. It's hard to make it feel natural, but if you feel the emotion, if you're in the atmosphere, if you're in the moment, it definitely comes across better, I think, and that's definitely where it's at. This shirt is Dave Mahayat. Yep, there we go, brother. Representing, mate. Representing tonight. So we're going to miss you guys. We're going to miss you guys this season, but we know you'll be around. We know Paul and yourself and all the guys will be around. So, mate, we'll be keeping an eye out for you. But so that's this weekend. No mercy. If you can't get to Dragfest, make some time and spend some late nights watching No Mercy. There's, I don't know, there'll be, usually I think, what have we got today? It's Tuesday here, so it's Monday over there. I think they start testing tomorrow at South Georgia Park, Motorsports Park there. It's unbelievable to watch. And then they usually have a pile of qualifiers, and then we get into the racing. But the fields are going to be insane. So we'll do a bit of a report on that next week for those guys that are into that radial racing. It's exciting. You've got to watch it. It's definitely fantastic stuff to watch, and it's a new thing, I guess, that's developed over the last 5 years or so. And what's happening here at the moment is just insane as well. And we've also, there we go, Scotty Betts, mate. You beat me to it. Well done, champion. The two Aussies are racing over there at No Mercy as well. So, of course, Jared and Claire Wood on that brand new Corvette, which is just beautiful. It's unbelievable. What a car. So, of course, that thing will be there. Those guys will be there. And the old car, still a favourite of mine. And with Johnny Ricker. Johnny Ricker at the wheel, already done some testing. Already getting that car down well into the low fours. 411 from memory from the other day, 186, something like that. So, I mean, already nearly there. Couple more passes, that thing will be solidly into the threes at No Mercy, 100%. And to watch Jared and Claire's new Corvette's going to be insane. So, go the Aussies. Go the Aussies racing over there at No Mercies. And they love the Aussies over there too. They love them. So, represent well. We know you will, guys, and we'll be super proud and we'll be watching along. Everyone's must be reading. I got crap all notes tonight, but everyone's sort of reading my mind. We're getting to the next thing. Billy Stockland mentioned there by Dave Mahayat. Stevie Fast. If you don't know Stevie Fast Jackson, you need to, because he's a guy that transcends the sport, if that makes sense. Just next level. Just a real character. But an asset to the sport, and clinched the Pro Mod Championship for NHRA over the weekend, and is the champion. The guy's a genuine champion, and just keeps proving it time and time again. I'll turn this phone off. I think we better make sure nobody rings us and disturbs us. Took that championship. Get on and watch some of these videos. It's so entertaining, but. Sometimes guys that speak up a lot and, just talk trash and that, they can be a little bit hard to cop. But if you can back it up, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like if you can talk the talk and walk the walk and make it happen and win championships, win races, it's fantastic to watch it. And Stevie Fast Jackson, and of course Billy Stockland, who is the crew chief on that car, and all the team. I know I'm friends with a couple of the guys, Drew McClure, and that won the NHRA Pro Mod Championship, which is for Dord cars is pretty much as good as it gets. I don't care what you say. I know the purists are probably like Pro Stock, but Pro Mod definitely where it's at the moment, in my opinion, and quite a few others. But anyway, I don't want to hurt any feelings. So, well done to Stevie Fast. Get on there, follow him, and just congratulate. Get on there and congratulate him on that fantastic achievement. So that's all happening over there. So the other thing, we're going to step away a little bit from drag racing. It's still motorsport. We're going to talk about, so we had the supercars. Bathurst was on the weekend. Now, I don't know. Who tunes in for Bathurst? It's something I've always done. I used to watch a fair bit of, I was involved, not involved, but I was, of course, interested in the V8s or the, touring cars before drag racing, because it was just accessible. You could get on TV every second weekend or once a month or whatever, and watch the races, and there was all the great names, of course, the legendary Peter Brock and Dick Johnson, and and as time went on, the John Bowers, and of course, before that, Alan Moffat, and all those fantastic names that are really cemented in the history of the motorsport in Australia. So, and then of course, Bathurst is the big one, and even though I haven't really watched much racing this year, because I'm not paying for Foxtel just to watch, some races, and then I'm not doing that, because that's pretty much all I buy it for, so I can't justify the expense for that. I'll use it for something else. But Bathurst was on, so I just, once again, I got glued in, and I sat there and I watched it, and but there was a really good post on Facebook. So that was the first one. I don't know how many Bathurst there's been. It's from the 60s. Someone will correct me. There's Troy Carani's on. He's my legend when it comes to roundy racing. But that was the first ever Bathurst that didn't have an Australian built car in it. So of course, Holden and Ford no longer manufacturing cars in Australia. And so that's a bit sad, really, isn't it? When you think about that, it's a bit sad when you think about that. But 59th, there you go, Scott Betts, 59th Bathurst. Of course, they used to call it the Hardy for Roda, and it was 500 miles, and then it was 1,000 kilometres, and that. But I found it. I don't know. The cars it's almost got a bit robotic. And they're almost too reliable. They're too reliable, and everything just happens too smoothly. So the first 100 laps was like, you were sort of sitting, like you watch a movie, and you just can't get into it, but you think, if I sit here, maybe it's going to get better, or something's going to happen. And that was Bathurst for me on the weekend. I still sat there, don't worry, I'm not saying I didn't, but I still sat there and sat through it. And the first 100 were boring, and then all of a sudden we had an incident, and it closed the field up, and so they got the safety car comes out, and then it was on, wasn't it? The last 61 laps were intense, but and it became about geez, I didn't plug the iPad in, so I haven't got a lot. We got some percentage left, but not a lot, but we'll keep going. What was I saying? Yeah, so it started boring to watch now. No more rubbing his racing. They're almost too reliable because they're so technical, I guess. The only thing that did come, sort of got pretty exciting was all when we got towards the end there. You're talking about all the fuel and how much fuel they got, and they had to save fuel, and so that that made it definitely interesting. And the incidents, that's just, it's a shame, but it sort of made the race when there was an incident. They closed the field back up, and then people diving in for pit stops and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's that. I don't know. It's definitely dropped away. And then so you got these other categories coming through, which are really bloody good. So of course, Touring Car Masters has been around for years, and that's the older style cars. But even those things are real bullets now. But they're pretty cool to watch. And there's other brackets coming through. But yeah, the old Bathurst isn't what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. Anyway, safety car shots for added entertainment. Yeah, there we go. Too much aerospores. Steve Phillips saying too much aerospores. Just too technical, isn't it? Everything's just so technical now. But that's everything, isn't it? So, I don't know. It's not as exciting as it used to be, and of course there's not even V8s anymore. Are they talking V6s and all sorts of stuff next year? Were they talking about that at some stage? So, I don't know. What do you do? But hey, that's an institution. Still sat through it, and I don't know. I haven't missed one for many years. You sit on the couch and I do anyway. you're just a blob for the day. You're watching that and eating junk food and having a drink and whatever. A few of you have a few too many drinks. But yeah, it's a bit of an institution. It's not like it used to be. But is that progress? Is that where we're at? Is that where things happening? Even some of the good categories, I guess, in drag racing these days, you sort of start to think, well, it's all a little bit robotic and everything's controlled by computers and sensors and I don't know. Is it who's best on the computer sometimes? So anyway, yeah, what is out? Unblocking dunnies. Brian Alvisi was out unblocking dunnies. Wow, that's interesting. It doesn't help either. Changing rules every event. Okay, Chris Wilcox saying changing rules every event. Mate, like I said, I haven't followed it for the last couple of seasons, so that's maybe the every sense it changes. I stop watching. No V8's boring. Okay, yeah, that's true too. Christina Hardy. It's different, isn't it? It's different. Anyway, see what happens there. But yeah, it's a bit sad. I guess that non-Aussie part of it. I mean, there's no. You know, I used to help out for a couple of seasons with Mick Atherwood on Roy Smith's Atherwood and Smith fuel car. So we used to go over to. So we were talking about north side, south side earlier, and myself and well, I used to tag along with Gary Seawood, of course, my best mate, who's over there in America. But we used to travel from Jimboomba, which is on the south side of Brisbane, so it's about 45, 50 minutes south of Brisbane, the centre of Brisbane, the city. We used to travel to Launton, which is probably about the same distance the other way on the north side. We used to do that, like leading up to a meet. We do it every weekend. In the week leading up, or even the 2 weeks leading up to, we'd do it nearly every night. You'd do 2 or 3 nights a week over there. So we'd finish work. We both worked in Jimboomba, which is, like I said, 45 minutes south of Brisbane. You'd work all day. We were both mechanics at the time. And we'd jump in car and we'd zoom over the north side and we'd put a few hours in. Then we'd come home at, I don't know, 11, midnight, whatever, and go back to work the next day and do it all again. It was just exciting to it. Mick Atherwood made a big impression on me. He was just a larger-than-life character. But he was very fixed in his ways and he had some interesting views. But just a legend of a guy, and you had to respect what he had to say always. And I remember him saying he was a wonderful guy. Like he was a veteran. So he served our country. He went to the Korean War. So he had some views, I guess, on our Asian brethren, on the Asian countries, and you know, without, I've got to be a little bit careful with what you say these days, I guess. But he had this thing. He said, you know, we're sending everything over there for them, you know. But you know, we send it places like Asia and that because it's cheaper and things are cheaper, and because their wages and their conditions for employment aren't as good as us. He said, you know, we'll send we'll stop making stuff in this country and we'll send it all overseas to be made. We'll make them rich, and then they'll come back. How do you say it? I don't even know how to say it properly, but it's true in a way, isn't it? It's true in a way. We've sort of made them rich. We've got greedy. We've got really greedy. In that, you know, everyone wants more money to do stuff. And then, so costs, to try and keep costs down, we look at alternatives. And we send stuff overseas. And then all of a sudden, we got this big hole in Australia. And like, so we got no cars made here anymore. And they were massive industries in our country. But, you know, now these guys, like I said, they're getting rich and they're coming back and they're investing back in our country. So it's interesting times. I think it's really interesting. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm not here to fix the world. I'm far from. But, you know, he was right. He was really right. So he was beyond his time, mate. That greatly missed that guy. Just a character, larger than life, and anyone that met him misses him every day. So So guys, that's about it. So like I said, if you can get the Drag Fest at Warwick this weekend, make sure you do that. If you can't, like I said, grab your iPad out, grab your phone, get on your TV, your computer, whatever, and tune into the live stream from South Georgia Motorsports Park. South Georgia Motorsports Park for the for No Mercy. It's going to be a cracker. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But once again, guys, thanks everyone for tuning in. Just a nice short one this week. And hopefully I have some more information. We'll be a bit more set up next week. We'll get some notes in. Keep the comments coming. Send me some messages. I've got a few people. I'm working on a couple of things people want me to talk about and have a look. But, we'll make sure it's a bit of a informed conversation or discussion, I should say, not a conversation. I'm still going to do it on just myself at the moment. We'll get some other people on late, in the future. We'll start bringing some people on, and we'll do a bit of that too. So, and then you just don't have to look at my mug. All right. So, thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. I did nothing this week in terms of promoting the show. The numbers are down a little bit, but who cares? I'm just having a bit of a bash. But if you can share this, share my post, share the video, throw some comments at me, throw some, if you got any questions, you want me to check something out, or if you just want to say hello, send me a message. I'm here. There we go. Mark Gordon's going to try and send us some Dragfest updates. That'd be great, mate. Will really be good. Chris Wilcox, good work. Yeah, thank you, mate. Thanks for tuning in, bud. Hey, haven't had a chance to talk to you guys, but I know what's happened there. I've got some stories on what's happened there, but it's I don't understand why somebody would knock someone's passion on the head. That makes no sense to me. But I talked about it before. There's greed, just greed. Some people have got I don't know. They have issues. And we have to overcome it. When you take someone's passion away, that's crazy. It's crazy. All right, what else we got coming up? Benaraby, not this weekend, next. Yeah, Benaraby next, a couple of weeks away. So looking forward to that one too. My next event, hopefully I'll be there. I should be there at Benaraby, since it's down the road now, literally, just here, just over here. But I'm off to Mackay again, 15th and 16th, the Outlaw shootout there, and the final round of the series is going to be fantastic. Can't wait to get there for that one. I'll keep an eye on my posts. I'll keep sharing all the posts from those guys and supporting those guys. They support me hugely, so it's just exciting times. It's exciting times. What do we got? Anything done? Elvin, hey mate, how you going? I don't even know where you are, what time it is, but good to hear from you, champion. Can't wait for numbers. Have a good evening, Wayne Attenborough. Yeah, mate. Thank you. You too. That's it. That's it. I've got nothing else at the moment. Yeah, that's it. All right. Love is all. And on that note, do me a favour, share this, and hopefully I'll do some more. I'll give it a bit more of a pump next week. The Jet 27 boys, 275 boys, they got that big show coming up Thursday night. So make sure you tune in for that one and support that one. Elvin Dirk's in Iraq. You're in Iraq. Yeah, righty, eh? Wow. Well, be safe, mate. No, I don't know. We only, all we got to go on. We live on the other side of the world. We got, very little to go on. I don't even watch the news. I don't watch that shit. Because you're just getting one side of the story, I think, and, who knows how true it is. But, hey, guys, have a good week, and love is all, and we'll talk to you all soon. But for this one, it's Shagga out.